My name is Valdren, and I'm the senior analyst for BeInCrypto. And today with me, as always, there's Konstantin, who is our head of trading. And today we're going to discuss Ethereum and Bitcoin, more specifically whether Ethereum is likely to outperform Bitcoin in price. So I think this is an interesting topic now after the merge, since, obviously the merge made some very significant changes to the structure of Ethereum. So, just with that in mind, it seems like an interesting topic to just grapple on right now. So quick overview. So basically, the merge represented the transition of the Ethereum network from a proof of work to a proof of stake. Hello, Tim. To a proof of stake consensus mechanism, which happened in September. So basically, in the proof of work, the issuance process for Ethereum occurred with emissions. So basically, miners served to validate blocks, and in turn they were given Ethereum as a reward. So I'm going to use some numbers, and I'll just post the link where I'm getting them. So I'm getting them on the I'm getting them on the Ethereum website, just so you know. So before the proof of stake transition, miners were issued roughly 13,000 ETH per day, while stakers were issued about 1,700 Ethereum per day. And these were based on 14 million Ethereum, which was staked in anticipation of Ethereum 2.0. And since the merge, obviously the 13,000 ETH per day is gone, since there are no more miners. And as of right now, we still only get about 1,700 Ethereum per day, which has actually decreased the Ethereum issuance by almost 90%. And then we have this next website, which shows the Ethereum supply since the merge, which has decreased, but not by a lot. But it depends now with the with the current. The Ethereum issuance has been pretty straightforward since the merge, but the burn has maybe changed a bit. So depending on if we use the average burn of the past 30 days or the past, I think it's easier if I just, should have done this earlier. Yes, I'm just sharing that. So yeah, basically since the merge, issuance has been the same, about 622k ETH per year, which lines up with what I said earlier, so about 1,700 ETH per day. But the burn changes, obviously, since that depends on gas prices and on interest. So depending on which average we use, basically the yearly inflation is either incrementally positive or incrementally negative. But even if we do have like slight inflation, Bitcoin also has very incremental inflation until it gets to 21k. But if we put back proof of work, so I'm still somewhat skeptical on the flippening, but before I was more skeptical, let's say, in the outperformance of Ethereum because of its inflationary supply. So even if Ethereum were to pass Bitcoin on market cap, I still my belief was that the price potentially wouldn't outperform it. But since we would have a much larger supply, the difference in supply with whatever increase in price occurred would be enough to just push its market cap up. But it's just interesting to look at the numbers. So yeah, basically Bitcoin has a plus 1.7 inflation now until the next halving, and Ethereum had more than twice that. prior to the merge, and now I mean it's still early because I don't know. Maybe people will stake more, and then the issuance will increase. Maybe people will burn less, and then the burn rate will fall. We still don't know that. It's still pretty early, but as of right now, I think it's looking good just for the potential deflationary economics in the future. So yeah, as of right now, I mean, since the merge, I'm gradually moving. Like I know, I'm still a Bitcoin maxi, I guess, but I'm kind of moving towards Ethereum also, just because they kind of fixed a very big problem, in my opinion. And yeah. So that's it on my side, basically.
All right, thank you very much, Waltrin. I don't have much to add on that other than charts. Basically, what I think is, for me, the narrative changed a lot because this whole FTX, Sam Bankman Fried or Fried's thing showed me that it's not that good if everything depends on one person. Now imagine Vitalik being, I don't know, that or doing something else, I don't know, then what happens to Ethereum, right? So that's like this main benefit of Bitcoin. Nobody needs to know if Satoshi Nakamoto is still among us or if he's gone, whatever. Maybe he's in jail. We don't know. So that's a big benefit of Bitcoin. And I think Bitcoin will survive everything. So I wasn't really a Bitcoin maximalist, but now I am after all the things that have happened. And I'm also kind of a regulations maxi almost because I think regulations make sense in a lot of angles. But yeah, this is still like against the main idea of crypto. So but in that regard, people shouldn't be able to do what has happened here with FTX, and it's really bad for crypto space in general. And I find it fascinating what happened to Solana because uh, SPF wasn't the founder in Solana, or he wasn't really involved in it. He based his FTX exchange on Solana, I think, and he was one of the biggest promoters and believers in Solana. But even Solana dumps like crazy because of this one person. So this is, yeah, I don't know, worrying a little bit. So let me move to the charts. To be brutally honest, both look super bearish to me right now. So, yeah, perfect. You can see my chart. So what we see is Ethereum right now, and I don't really have much to say about Ethereum other than that it was rejected at the 50-month EMA, and it tried 3 times here, basically 1 to 3 months in total. This rejection is super bad, and on the good side, we're still at the 2018 high, so it could be worse. But my whole take on Ethereum in the midterm is if it stays above the support range here between the yearly low of 880 and where it currently is. So if we stay in that support range, bounce from there, that's actually great. But other than that, I don't really see another great support. So we could actually go to 500 range, maybe 360. And from there, I don't know, anything is possible. Bitcoin on the other side just broke out bearishly. And we had two possibilities, breaking out bullishly or bearishly. We broke out bearishly, and now we are still at this support range where we recently created a new low. But from here, I don't really see much. I think we go lower, to be honest. I think we probably, I mean, if we break that current support here at 15,900, maybe we bounce off the trendline support. But in the long run or in the midterm, I see Bitcoin going to this support range between the monthly close of 2019 rally. So basically somewhere between 10,760 and 14K. This is the next big support. And as you can see, once we break that, we could actually go to 6,000. I don't think this will happen. MACD is also still ticking bullishly higher, although we have that crazy bearish monthly candle. But I don't think this month will close bullishly higher. So this is probably close bearishly. There are like 9 days until the monthly candle closes, so we will see. But in general, I'm leaning bearish on both. With if we take into account the percentage, I mean, the upside potential from here is around, almost 60%. And the downside potential of Bitcoin from here is roughly 30%. So to be honest, I'm leaning more bearish on Ethereum here. But once we break that level, obviously we're on the same side as Ethereum. So, but in general, I still believe Ethereum is much better than those Ethereum killers, Matic, Solana, and so on. Simply because Vitalik and Ethereum proved, or have they proved that they are here for the long run, and they're trying hard. So hopefully we can trust him in the future. So yeah, that's my take. And we got a comment here, maybe Waldron is Satoshi Nakamoto. Yeah, I definitely considered this since I started here at BeInCrypto. So he has some, he definitely has some motives for sure. So maybe you should start moving some coins from your frozen wallet so we actually.
Yeah, I wish I wish I was. But yeah, thanks for that. And yeah, so we also have a comment. I'm noticing similar horizontal levels. I'll just open my chart just a second. Yeah, I'm assuming, I mean, the levels are the same. So if I do remember correctly, sorry, just a second. So I'll, yeah, this should be fine. Okay, log chart. Yeah, so BTC is below the 2017 all-time high, while I think Ethereum, yeah, like Konstantin said prior, Ethereum, I think it's like right there. So let's just do a two. Oh, I need the weekly here also. Actually, even Ethereum is slightly lower. So yeah, that doesn't look good when I'm looking at that. This level, especially, yeah, there's basically no support, like just below this level. I mean, we've had somewhat similar. Yeah. So very good question from Ankit. I think this cycle is slightly less than the previous ones. I know I did this for an article some time ago. So if we do both date and price, I'll just do a magnet here so it's easier. So first one was 92%. Then we had 86%, but again, this is just a big wick. I think it was 82 before the wick. Then we have 84%, and now we have 76. So yeah, sorry, this shouldn't be 77. It's 86. So usually it's between 80 and 90. And so what's interesting to me is just the time it took. So it's only 76%, but it took a year basically, and which is the same amount of time that it took in the previous one, and slightly less than in 2014. And if we were to go to what, to 80 something, that would be damn 11 or 10. Yeah, so like basically if it does the same as previous cycles, it still can go a long way. And honestly, things are looking bearish right now. Well, I don't know. Honestly, the movement is really confusing. Like before the FTX drop, I had really started to turn bullish, and now this like just changed everything. And like the RSI movement to me is interesting because basically the weekly RSI has only dropped below 33 times in history, and all three of them were major bottoms. And so basically, when I'm combining that with this like massive yearly decrease of like 70 something percent, I don't know, I was like very much leaning towards the bottom. I know that FTX thing now kind of like, I know, puts everything in disarray. But I mean, what, even if like if the current correction is the same as 2014 and we decrease by 86% for like 410 15 days, it will still just be another month of bear market. And yeah, if it just goes below that, then it would be like, I don't know, massive, like a much worse correction than previous ones. Now, as for Ethereum outperforming Bitcoin, uh, I still think that the ETH BTC chart does look bullish, even though it was rejected by this level here. I do think it eventually breaks it, just because we had this like really strong RSI breakout, and now the indicator is still holding on above 50. And even in the shorter term, I still like the movement because of this divergence here. Hopefully this trend doesn't break down, but basically we had a bullish divergence trend line. So here, and then again after the price came to this level, it bounced really strongly. And yeah, ideally we hold up above this level and just break out from the resistance line. But yeah, if we go lower, I'd start to doubt it. But as of right now, I'm still bullish on the ETH BTC chart. So yeah, maybe it does hold up. But yeah, for the FTX debacle, I was what really like somewhat made me, I guess, sadder. But I was looking at the, so this took longer than I expected. So I was looking at the S&P movement, right? I'll just do both lines since it's easier. And then I tried doing the correlation. So we're doing Bitcoin and S&P. And yeah, basically, so these values higher up mean that the correlation is positive. So basically, these are 0.90. A value of 1 means that they're perfectly correlated, meaning for every time the S&P goes up, Bitcoin follows up, and they move at the same scale. And basically, we've had positive correlation, with the exception of this one day, since the beginning of the year, right? And this held true until November 9th, so until the FTX decrease. And then the S&P really started to move upwards. I mean, it increased by at least 10-15%, while Bitcoin crashed. So I don't know, like maybe if we didn't have the FTX debacle, then Bitcoin would have just followed the S&P. I think it was actually like gearing up towards it. But it's really interesting to me how quickly the correlation turned negative. So now at like 0.70, basically every time the S&P moves up, the Bitcoin is actually moving down. So correlation just quickly turned upside down, and I don't know, even though we're getting a very good relief rally in stocks, so just kind of non-line. Okay, remove the correlation. Yeah, so basically on November 10th, they had the stocks had the most bullish day in like maybe since the year began. And yeah, Bitcoin just missed all of that because of FTX, I guess. Yeah, so I took too long. I'll just remove it and leave it to Constantine.
Well, I totally agree with everything you said. I was totally bullish before this FTX debacle, and I also think we would have correlated positively with the SP 500. To be honest, I'm really bullish on the fact that we didn't break lower than 15K. This is still extremely bullish. The only reason I'm bearish is because I don't fully understand the magnitude of this debacle. Maybe it will trigger so many bankruptcies, and maybe some more weird stuff is coming to the surface, what we don't know yet. But if that doesn't happen, I'm really bullish, and I don't think we go to 6K. But like 10K is not a big deal from here, especially because you don't need like a lot of panic or not a lot of bearish momentum to break that level. So I'm still waiting for the 14K. Everybody's waiting for the 14K. I recently checked the order books of Binance, and 14K was like a huge buy wall. So we will see how it will be defended. So Ankit says, yeah, I weekly level at around 12K. Hopefully holds and Bitcoin don't drop with that 10K range with which we traded before. Yeah, I think there's a good chance that we bounce from 14K. But to be honest, I think it's quite weird that the SP 500 is trending up now. So I'm curious if this is like a relief rate, like you said, or if it's like going back to old highs and continue the weird uptrend that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, let me share the screen one more time, and then because we shared that in a Telegram group. Oftentimes here with the SP 500, we also do a lot of analysis about that. And what you can see is that we actually bounced off the 50-month EMA support, which is quite bullish. So when we check the history of it, like the 50-month EMA always held as support. So let's say we start from here, right? So okay, since then we bounced here, then COVID crash. Before the COVID crash, we had this drop here, we bounced, and the COVID crash was a little bit more intense, but we still managed to go up there. And now we are back there again, and we bounced again, like nothing has happened really. But like SP 500, I'm leaning bearish as long as we don't break this golden ratio level here, and then we also have to break this bearish trend line, and ultimately we have to break the golden ratio level right here, like around 4,350, something like that. So as long as we don't break that level, I think we still go lower. But other than that, SP 500 certainly looks better than Bitcoin. But I think Bitcoin would look so much better without the FTX debacle. This candle probably would be just like to the upside. Most probably would be above the 50-month EMA at 25K. So yeah, this is like a little bit sad, but that's how it is. So let me check. Do we have more comments? Um, Oil is WTI oil a good buy now? I haven't checked it. I have no idea. Yeah. So Ankit says, yeah, that Gemini stuff surfaced up recently. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, just imagine a scandal involving Vitalik. This is like the only person that people trust other than Satoshi Nakamoto, who we don't even know. So if something comes up there, this is like real bad. Then another question or comment here. How convenient was the FTX crash and that central banks introducing CBDCs, lol water timing, load your bags? Um, yeah, I saw definitely that I think on this Bali G20 summit that they talked about digital dollars. So the timing was really weird. But I just thought about the possibility that maybe the reason that the SP 500 is going up that much and Bitcoin is staying, maybe people are actually selling Bitcoin to go into the SP 500. Could be, uh, maybe, but yeah, I totally agree. The timing was really weird, and as far as the conspiracy go, I really consider maybe SBF was like a Trojan horse to crush crypto and to promote like the old centralized system, because there was a lot of weird stuff going on before this whole debacle happened. But then again, if you read a lot of stuff on Twitter, you always have to verify, because if you just read on Twitter, you suddenly believe in really weird stuff. I think so. You have to be careful. Yeah. Yeah, we have 3 minutes left. Watrin, maybe you want to share WTI oil or something. I mean,
Oh, to be honest, yeah, I never even looked at the chart. I'll just.
I don't even find it. So which oil?
Yeah,
WTI? I don't find it.
I think I found it here. I can share the chart. Yeah,
All
it's
right, yeah.
probably yeah. So I don't know what time frame you're. So I'm seeing some resistance here, which is also probably the 0.618 when we measure everything. Actually, it's not. It's much higher. Maybe 786. Yeah. And I don't know. On the downside, we maybe have some sort of double bottom, but so what I like to look at is these bearish divergence trend lines. So basically, this trend line is still intact. So maybe I just rather wait until that's broken before we get in. And I know like main resistance should be here, so it's slightly below resistance, while main support should be here. So I know maybe it goes something like this. But yeah, it's still personal. I still wait for it. But yeah, just till it breaks it. Okay, so last minute, just look at the PHB BUSD chart. No, actually, I didn't see it at all. Damn, yeah, it shot up last week. Massive wick to the upside.
I
So
still have some
congrats.
bags from that.
Really nice, awesome.
Now
But
it's
yeah,
worth 5 cents probably, my whole bag.
really, why? Did you have like more or
No, I think if you
it's it?
compare it to the ICO, uh, it's still down.
Ah, okay, okay. So you bought the ICO, and you never know. Maybe it begins like a massive run here. Hopefully.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I guess that was it for today. So thanks a lot for being a part of it, and thanks for all the questions.
Yeah.
And yeah, we
Th-
will discuss next week with a brand new topic.
Thank you very much for the comments. We really appreciate it. Take care. Bye
Bye,
bye.
everyone. Bye, everyone.